Hello and welcome to this episode of Plugged In, a podcast by OREMC about our co-op, our community, and our shared connections. Today we are talking about annual meeting. Our 84th annual meeting is coming up on Saturday, September 9th. And joining me to talk about annual meeting, the history of annual meeting, and an important part of electric co-ops is our manager of member services, Dewey John. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Well, I guess I really should say Dewayne Johns. I apologize.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
So our annual meeting is coming up on, like I said, Saturday, September 9th at Brantley County High School. Registration will open at 8:30. Our business
correct.
meeting will be at 10. And, you know, we've changed our annual meeting slightly. We've adopted more of a hybrid approach with the changes we had to make over COVID. But we are back to in person, have been since last year. And for our, shall we say, long-term senior co-op members, this is something they look forward to and really like to kind of remember and reminisce about. But one of the reasons we're having this conversation is we really want to get some of our younger and or newer members who aren't familiar with electric co-ops, maybe the first time they've been a member of one, to explain this is a great opportunity for them to come and get to know us and to understand the electric co-op better and OREMC better. So why don't you kick it off about the importance of an annual meeting and
the importance of a cooperative annual meeting is that we're owned by our membership. We are not an investor-owned utility. We are owned by the members we serve, and this is an opportunity. It's a business meeting. It gives them an opportunity to come. It's an election of their board of directors that they choose. There's 9 and board of directors from each area of our service territory, and they rotate every 3 years. They have an election, and 3 of them are up for election each year. So this is where we have the election at. We discuss any old business and discuss any new business. And it's a chance for the membership to ask questions if they have questions to the staff. All the senior staff will be there, as most of our employees will be there as well. But it is a great time to catch up as a member. It is a great time to catch up with the employees as well as staff. And I've been here a long time, and I do know long times ago at earlier annual meetings I was part of, a lot of people would come in, members would come in and talk to our dispatchers because they were the ones they got to talk to on the phone. When they was reporting an outage or reporting an issue with their electric service, and they got to meet these people in person to person, face to face, other than just a telephone. We had a Miss Iris Highsmith that was a dispatcher for a long time with Okefenokee, and I can just remember going when I worked as a lineman out in the field, talking to some of our members, and they looked forward to seeing Miss Iris every annual meeting because they talked to her so often on the phone. And back then we weren't quite as large as we are today, right. So it was more of a personal relationship back then by telephone than it is today. But it is for our membership. We welcome everybody to come and enjoy. We'll have some refreshments. We'll give away some door prizes and have a chance to go over new business and discuss what's taking place in our industry and what we are doing and what's driving us to do the things we're doing as an industry.
Well, when people ask, well, what's the difference between power companies? Obviously an annual meeting is one of those cornerstone differences in what it means to be a co-op. Democratic control, local ownership, participation by the members. This is that big chance to participate. And you started to talk about co-op meetings of the past. Yes, they are a business meeting, but I've dug through the photo archives and they're probably even different when you first started as a lineman years ago. It was a community gathering though as well. It was and you think back to when co-ops originally formed in the mid 30s. People were very spread out. So an annual meeting was definitely a time to bring the whole community together. So there is an element of that still today.
Yes, and we still, as a whole, we are very rural. When you start thinking about the number of our membership and the miles of line to get to a member, we're nothing like a Atlanta, Savannah, the bigger, larger cities even away across where Brunswick, just to, that's in our service territory. We've got areas that there's several 5-6 miles of line before we ever reach that first member.
Right.
To serve. And so, yes, it is a community gathering. A lot of your local elected officials are there. So they get a chance to come out and visit with everyone and see their constituents along with our membership, because most of the elected officials are our membership as well. So it is a great community gathering. It is a great opportunity to meet and mingle even with people from different parts of our service territory, because a lot of people reconnect with their cousins and sister-in-laws and brother-in-laws who no longer live in the same town anymore. Maybe one may live in Folkestone and the sister-in-law or brother may live down in McClenny, Florida. So it's great to come and see those, because you do see those family connections, and even with us, I mean, you get to know our membership, because a lot of them continue to come each and every year.
Sure.
And you do learn and remember those people, and they remember you. I've been to people's homes, to visit and discuss their electric bills in the past, and they say, "Well, I remember you from the annual meeting," and yep, that's me. I'm the one that's usually the one up there giving away prizes. So
well, you're hard to forget in that case, right?
So everybody likes a prize at the end of the meeting. So that is, it's a great opportunity to come out and meet your co-op.
And I times and technology have changed, and obviously part of our annual meeting too is some display tables and some, what's new. We have a solar info table. We typically have First Readers, which is an organization the co-op and the OREMC Foundation both support. We have blood pressure checks with the Southeast Georgia Health System and the nutrition system. So we have a lot of information boosts. But, way back when, the annual meeting was also that opportunity to talk about all the new electric appliances that were coming out. I mean, again, you think about it. We've been in existence 84 years. Since 1930s we got started, and you got stoves and irons and refrigerators and all these things that were manual. And if I'm not mistaken, Dewey, so didn't the co-op act, didn't OREMC actually sell some? I'm
not sure if we ever got in the business of selling.
Okay.
Don't hold me to that.
Okay.
But I do know that I can remember looking at a lot of pictures from years past annual meeting that we did give a lot of those appliances away. Those were large prizes, the grand prizes, if you will.
And in the early days, those were the new technology.
I can remember the early days, some of those photos rather, and some of my grandfather's sister actually won a washer and dryer one year. So, I mean, that was the grand prize. So I can remember looking at that picture because I knew those people. So, yes, I'm not sure. I know other co-ops around the state were in the appliance business. I do know at one time we used to collect old appliances. If you had old appliances and you traded them out, you could bring them to our office and we'd dispose of them for you. But I'm not real sure about the selling portion, so don't hold me. Okay. Could be wrong on that as well. And we could have, but that was way before my time.
But they were showcased.
They were.
Yeah.
And they were. And well, you think about it, you talk to some of our older membership, if you will, they remember when the poles were laid off and all they had in their house was one bulb.
One bulb, yeah. Well, in our video we did for the 80th, Miss Pearlie Mae Edwards, she talked about just mesmerized by the light bulb.
Right.
And then I remember her also talking about her mother not sure she wanted it in her house. But then when she saw Pearlie Mae using an electric iron, it was like, whoa, maybe that will make my life easier.
That's right. So it has made life easier. And then that's a topic for another thing is the reliability and what we expect now.
Sure.
From our electric provider, whomever that is. And, a lot of us just think we just walk in and turn on a switch and there it is. I mean, and that should be the end of it. But there's more to it than just flipping a switch.
And we have other episodes on that. So check out the podcast list. It sounds like a funny little thing to talk about, but you and I have had this conversation several times over the past few years about the importance of our Krispy Kremes and our Cokes.
Oh, yeah.
Food, no matter what co-op, one I worked at previously, we've talked to our colleagues and about what they do for their annual meetings, and everybody does something slightly different. But one of the universal things is definitely food. And so
food seems to be the drawing factor to most of them. And what we have done, and this is, I've been going as a child with my mom and grandmother to the annual meeting my whole entire life, and I'm not quite as young as I look, but but they've had Krispy Kremes at Okefenokee, and they're fresh. We get them trucked in every year.
They're still warm most of the time
when we get them. Krispy Kreme donuts. That's a staple of the South.
Yep.
That's a thing that the Southerners love is Krispy Kremes, and so we have that every single year. And my whole entire lifetime that I can remember, there was only one year we didn't have Krispy Kremes, and we called that. That was a pretty bad year that year. For whatever reason, we didn't have Krispy Kremes, and we had crackers, and that was the biggest complaints we got from the annual meeting was where was the Krispy Kremes?
Where were the Krispy Kremes?
So, and of course, another staple was the Coca-Cola items. Coca-Cola's, born here in the state of Georgia. Yep. So we serve Coca-Colas and a couple different varieties of Coca-Cola and Krispy Kremes, and that is a staple, and people look forward to that every single year.
That's why I wanted you to address it, because
it is a hot ticket and a hot item, and that's a big draw. And if we did not have those, and I've done secured those for this year, so there is no need to worry.
Good to know.
They will be delivered the morning of. So we do have the Krispy Kremes and the Cokes already reserved and set up for the weekend, September the 9th. So
awesome news.
So come on out and have a warm donut and a Coke.
And if that's not enough to bring you out to the annual meeting, you alluded to it earlier, Dewey, is, all of our senior management, most all of our employees, including our linemen, are at the annual meeting, but so too are our board of directors, or I should say your board of directors, because you elect them. They're your fellow members. They are the ones helping to guide and make decisions for the benefit of the membership as a whole going forward. And, they're more than willing to talk to anyone and everyone who would come up and ask questions or chat with them, because there's plenty of time to mingle, if you will, before the actual start of the meeting. So again, that is another one of those cornerstone differences is you have access. This is a time and a place to have access and express your voice.
And if you talk to those board members, and if it's a question that they may not know, that they may need to refer to staff, they will look us up on whoever they think needs to answer that question that you ask, and seek out that right staff member to find an answer for you. We may not have that answer for you that Saturday because that is a busy day, but we will get back with you. If you'll leave contact information, we'll get back with you Monday, the next business day. We keep speaking of the people being there, such as the board and such as the staff, but all the member services will be there, and that's the folks you talk to on the phone when you call in.
Right.
So once again, like we referred to earlier, it's a chance for you to put a face with that voice you hear on the telephone when you call in. So.
Oh, and everyone is there, and you'll see many faces as you come in, because we referred to the fact we had a little hybrid. So we actually, from COVID days, maintained our drive-in registration. So you'll have certain folks greeting you
scanning your cards. Make sure you bring your registration card so we can scan you. And as a drive-through, you don't have to get out of the car. We'll give you a door prize as you check in, register. You don't have to lug that around with you in the meeting. You can leave that in your car after you park. And once you get parked, we'll have golf carts. If you need assistance from getting from your vehicle to the school, we'll have golf carts to help with that, get you from your car up to the front door of the school so we can get you in. Inside the school, we do have wheelchairs that we will get you to a seat. We hold this meeting inside the gymnasium. We got chairs that set up on the gymnasium floor, as well as the stands are let out in the gymnasium, so you can sit in the stands if you'd wish to sit in the stands. But we got wheelchairs, and we got employees to help you get to and from wherever you need to go. You just look for somebody. We'll all have on a shirt. The folks that work outside, they'll have on a uniform shirt. the rest of the employees and the board of directors will have on a shirt, such as Michelle and I have on now. But we'll all have name badges on and name tags or an ID card, whichever one the employee has. And just look us up and ask us a question. And if you need help with something, let us know, and we'll be more than happy to help you do that.
Well,
get whatever you need done.
Well, 2 points on that. Overall, one of the things we've seen on some survey data and just in our Wings and Watts events is if we talk about the annual meeting and ask them about, some of the members have said, oh, I didn't know about the annual meeting, or I wasn't invited to the annual meeting. So hence one of the reasons for this discussion.
Right.
The other to say you are invited to your annual meeting on Saturday, September 9th at Brantley County High School. And you will receive, do we refer to it, your registration card. Every member of record will receive an invitation to attend. And that registration card is what checks you in and then is also used for the prize drawings.
That's correct.
At the end of the meeting. And I want to come back to those in a second. But the second thing, so we've talked a lot about accommodating some of our more senior members, but to our younger members, one of the things that we will have that we encourage you, if it's something you're considering, is we're going to have a solar information table and demonstration site, I understand, from Green Power.
Yeah,
EMC,
Green Power, which is a partner of Okefenokee. It's a partner that focuses on green energies, if you will.
It's a co-op too.
It's a co-op as well, and we're a member of. And they are going to be here, is my understanding. I personally have not talked to them, but I have got information from the folks who have. But they're going to be here, and they'll have. I think they're going to have an electric car for you to view. And I think they're going to possibly have a trailer with some solar panels, is my understanding. I'm not real sure, but I think that. But along with Green Power being there, we will have our own table set up to answer any type solar question you may have, whether it be about the cooperative solar that Okefenokee owns or about rooftop solar that you may be looking into installing at your house or whatever.
Because this is a huge issue and we topic area of interest, and we want to help make sure all of our members are very well informed of their options to make the right decision for them, and that they're aware of everything that goes into it before they make a decision. Before
they make this financial decision, because it is a financial decision that has to be made if you choose to do a rooftop or a ground mounted system at your properties. So yes, ask us any question you would like to ask, and we'll be up front with you and tell you about what routes you need to take and what steps you need to take.
And give you access to several of our online information and tools.
We got online informational tools
that'll
help you with this. And another big thing right now, and one of those things that we just discussed a little bit is Green Power, is the EVs, the electrical vehicles. And that seems to be a really hot topic right now, especially in the state of Georgia, especially with the new I've seen today where Rivian is definitely got their tax incentives approved up around Madison, Morgan County, Social Circle area. So that's a factory, one up around the Pooler area. Right. So electric vehicles is a hot thing, and our governor, the state of Georgia, is behind the electrical vehicle industry. He has made us a state that is.
We've talked about a charging infrastructure
charging
going in.
Infrastructures. I've met with different folks around the state, the DOT, and different things. Had several different meetings. So EV is a hot topic. So with the Green Power folks being there, this is a chance if you're considering or thinking or looking at EVs and have questions concerning those. This is an opportunity for Green Power, who's probably more knowledgeable on that issue right now than what we could answer or be of help to you. But Green Power will be there, and the guy that's coming, I know Michelle knows. And he is very knowledgeable on EV, Alan Shedd.
Yeah,
and,
absolutely. He has one himself.
He's had one since.
Has solar
on his home.
So he can speak to it all.
He can speak to it all.
And likes to.
He enjoys it, and that he's passionate about both of those things. And so that'll be an opportunity for you to discuss EVs with Alan. Because I understand he's the one that's going to be here.
Wonderful.
For Green Power.
Wonderful. I had not heard that. So I knew they were there was a display coming. I didn't hear that Alan was coming. So it is another example of how the annual meeting is an opportunity to really get face-to-face and answer those questions. couple more things, Dewey. We talked about the food. We talked about the community gathering aspect. But let's be real. People really like the prizes.
Yeah, I think so because we do a door prize for every one per membership.
One per member, right?
One per member, not one per account.
Right.
So we get a door prize. Each member that shows up with a registration card, we give you a door prize.
Kind of like an attendance gift.
Yeah, exactly. And then once the business meeting is declared over and we dismiss from the business meeting, we have a prize drawing. We have vendors that we purchase equipment from. We purchase supplies, lots of different things. They donate gifts to us to give away at this annual meeting, and then at the very end we give away a grand prize, and two of those actually, and it's $500 cash grand prize. Two of those, but the people do love the gifts, and they will. And when you arrive, you'll get an agenda of the meeting that day, and on the back side of that agenda will be a pink page, a bright pink page. And that helps me because there is so many people in the gymnasium that when I call out your name and address, and if you win, you just hold that pink side of that agenda up. That helps me recognize you better. But we have some really nice gifts to give away. We
absolutely
have anything from smart TVs to
gift cards
to chainsaws to gift cards,
air fryers,
all kind of different gifts.
Of good
it's
things.
nice gifts they give away, and so yeah, come on out and give us a chance to, or give yourself a chance to win a nice prize.
Yeah. So, Dewey, hopefully we've given lots of reasons why coming to the 84th annual meeting, once again, is Saturday, September 9th, Brantley County High School off Highway 82 in Nahana, 8:30 registration, 10 o'clock business meeting. No matter what your age or how long you've been a member, if you've never been, make this the year you come and check us out. And check out your co-op.
And even if you get electricity from Okefenokee in the month of August, you're a member. Come on
Absolutely.
in September. So you don't have to be a member for a year, or don't have to be a member for 2 years. All you got to do is be a member for 2 days. Come on, or on Friday. You sign up for membership on Friday, September the 8th, and we'll take you September the 9th to the annual meeting. So come on. Just to come on out, enjoy, get a chance to meet your people, and get a chance to meet your neighbors.
Absolutely.
Even from the surrounding communities, because it is quite the day of a lot of catching up, and so it's a good day. It's a good day for our community. It's a good day for our co-op. It's a good day for our employees.
Absolutely. Well, I think there's not much more we can say to encourage. We look forward to greeting all of you on September 9th. And if you have questions or want to register to speak or anything like that, just call 1-800-262-5131 and Member Services will get you connected where you need to go. And until then, Dewey?
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Look forward to seeing everybody September the 9th.
Great. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.